Hey guys, welcome to the first installment of the podcast with Malakai and Michael that has yet to be named yet.
Hold on. Oh no, the Flycast is already used. That's Hitches, huh?
Yeah, dude, that's Hitchin' Maniacs. I
God,
hate you.
I thought.
Alright. So we're Alright, so we're gonna start the podcast off with just some introductions, just to let you guys know who we are. Oh my god. So, my name is Grant, and I'm a high schooler. I'm a senior, 18 years old, and I play football. I will be going to a university to play football next year.
Alright, chill, big guy. Come on.
Dude,
You guys are all
Malakai's about to pull it out.
I know. Come on, man.
Malakai's gonna pull up the national team. I had to do it.
Alright. Hi guys, my name is Malakai Thomas. I'm sophomore at Belvis High School. I'm 5'8", 187, squat, 352.
Joke's on you, my friend's plus 650.
Oh my god, shut up.
National team. I mean, that's all about it for me. You know, I'm black too.
He dropped his entire...
I'm Michael Lara. I'm a pretty normal kid. I'm 16. I'm a sophomore. Play lots of baseball. I play lots of basketball. I work out a lot. That's why I'm a lot bigger than all of these kids. But besides that, I can't say I'm on like some national team and stuff. But hey, at least I have a social life. That's about it.
Oh, okay.
Do you?
So, do you really know?
Fortnite on 420.
That's what we're doing. Alright, so basically this is going to be mainly an esports podcast. We all are pretty into sports, so we can get into sports here and there, but for the most part it's going to be a podcast based around
I'm trying
esports.
to sound real nerdy.
Trying to be a super nerd. So basically, we're gonna start out with. I'm just gonna say that we're all big, very big Optic fans. Like I've been an Optic fan since like BO2, and I don't know when
I've been
they
an
started.
Optic fan since Ghost. Ghost was the first time I watched like competitive, but I had always watched like Nade Shot, like BO2, like league play before I kind of understood what that was. But Ghost was when I really like got deep into competitive for sure.
All right, I feel.
Yeah, I've been an Optic fan. That's about all I have to say.
Okay.
We're leaving that in.
All right.
Kid.
So, we're going to talk about one of the biggest chokes in probably esports history, if we're going to be completely honest.
Oh, definitely.
I can't... The only thing that obviously I can think of is the AW Best of 7 choke by Optic against the same FaZe team. But at Season 1 playoffs, Optic choked 2 Best of 5s coming
Not the
from the
same
losers.
FaZe team. What?
Oh, talking about Optic choke.
Okay, so back after the interruption, the Optic choke at Season 1 playoffs this year in World War II was insane. Did you guys watch any of it, or do you guys just know what happened?
Yes,
Yeah.
I watched the S&P. That was what I remember from it. All I know is it was bad.
Did you watch the first series or what?
Yeah, I watched
I just
London
watched some
Docks
on
CTF as well, I think. Was it London Docks?
No clue. I don't remember if it was.
Alright, aside from the podcast right now, I am getting shot by like 30 people.
Yeah, hold on.
I ran.
I'm low-key going hard.
I got like quadruple gangbanged and then I died. I swear to God, it was
Alright, let's
like
go back to the
40 or
podcast.
50 people.
Okay. So yeah, basically, Optic comes from winner's bracket, chokes everything, and loses. I'm pretty sure they were at match point in an SND and they lost 2 1v3s.
Oh no, okay, no. The map that I remember that really stood out to me was in the second series, and it was London Docks Hardpoint, and they were up 229 to I believe like 173 or something in that ballpark,
Like something crazy like
and
that?
they just gave it up. And they just
Yeah,
gave it
no.
up.
It's
Like,
just...
I get that teams can go on runs, but you're a top team in the world, and I don't know. There's no excuse for that. That's all.
Yeah, I think just that entire tournament, like, FaZe had a great tournament. Like, they went off, like, losers bracket run from the start and smacked.
They got to do something
They
good
won.
if they have replays on their team.
Like, they had...
worse than Nate shot.
Whoa, Reap is a god.
Everybody gives censor shit, but replays is worse than censor on the list.
No.
He just has better teammates. Big fan.
Replays is a better mentor than
Oh
Censor
no,
will
he's a
ever
better
be.
guy too. I love it. He's a really good guy. People respect him a lot more too. I think that has a lot to do with it. Nobody takes censor seriously.
Yeah, no. Nobody ever will take Censor seriously until he wins the ship again.
But he's not. All right. Can I pick my or can I go off on a little tangent?
Oh, you want to just stop talking about the choke?
I really just want to talk about how
All right, hit us with
the #1 esports award of all time gets rid of the best Halo team that has ever graced any Halo game.
Okay.
Like, I just want everybody to think about this for a second. Okay, guys, just to let you know, I'm the COD guy, or I'm the Halo guy. We're a COD team, but I'm the Halo guy. I'm the one who goes hard in that game. I just love Halo 5. It's the most fun I've ever had in a video game in my life. Also the best game I'm at. Also like the game I'm best at, but we'll talk about that later. I can't even put into words like I get that Optic is a huge organization and they definitely have to do downsizing on certain teams just to be able to just because they don't have enough space. Like what is the reason, Grant? Like
No, there was they had a meeting, like Optic Corp or whatever they call themselves.
Yeah.
And the Halo team at the time had a meeting, and they just couldn't come to an agreement or whatever. So then the Optic Halo team was dropped, they left.
All right, we're gonna take a little bit of sports into this. If I hate the Warriors. I'm not even gonna talk about the Warriors. The Warriors. If Steph Curry. That.
You good?
Green.
Yeah, you cut out so hard right
If
there. We didn't hear
they-
anything, Michael.
What'd you say?
We didn't hear any of that.
Yeah, you cut out bad.
Oh. Alright.
We heard the Warriors comparison.
Okay. So if the Warriors, which are probably one of the best teams of all time, collectively, are
Okay,
asking
fact.
for more money, or whatever I don't care what they're asking for. Whatever they're asking for, if you're the Warriors organization, you give them. Because they don't disappoint. You know, that's the same exact thing with the Optic Halo team. They don't disappoint. Just look at that. That's a dynasty that you're just getting rid of because your second best team, Gears of War's. Yes, I'll definitely give it to Gears of War that they're the best Optic team. But Halo is the best the Optic Halo team is the best Halo team ever made, and getting rid of that is just disrespectful, honestly. Like I don't even know what to say.
You're still emotionally hurt.
Yeah, like
I just think
you have
that
4 of the best Halo players of all time.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know what like their decision was, but like as soon as Hex sold the team over to like shareholders and stuff, shit just starts hitting the fan.
Which you can't blame Hex for that because
Well, yeah, obviously he
to a
wants
point
to build
where
his
it gets
brand.
so big.
Yeah, he can't do everything. Like he obviously is
I mean,
trying.
where he's gonna be retiring soon. Like,
Oh yeah,
he
no way
deserves it.
no way he stays for much longer.
I mean, he's not that old, obviously. But like,
Yeah,
he's
but
got a family.
he's
He's got to be there for. Gotta be there for everybody.
yeah.
Live, yeah, that's the first words I thought of too.
I just think that that's crazy. Like you drop one of the best teams ever in any esport. Like they're
Any
probably
esport,
one of the
exactly,
biggest
any
dynasties. Like you got Optic COD, you have Cole and
when you
EG,
know
and you have the
World- when you know
CLG
World
Optic.
Two. And when you know Worlds, Third Worlds is coming up. When they just won back to back at
Yeah, no,
two
they're
previous Worlds on the same exact title, the same exact game. Not much has changed. The meta really, radar. Yeah, sure they changed the radar, but I can tell you as somebody who's played a lot of both of them, that the radar hasn't changed anything. So it's the same game with basically what Splice did to win it was they just changed up the meta. All the meta was before Worlds was, and especially when they were scrimming, all the meta was just 4 push. Sometimes you would fly at teams, sometimes you would stay back with snipe. You know, it just depends on the situation. But Splice, what they did was they just split up into 2, and they had, I mean, they have Stellar. Stellar was going off for them, but basically
Stellar
they just
has
had 2 people
best
staying
gun
with.
skill. He's like the Hook of Halo.
Yeah, they
That's
just
a
had
fact.
2 people flying with each other at all times, so that way they could pick off 2 to 3 people from a team, but then that they would still be able to hold themselves. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, they could
if they
trade
get
it out.
pushed and they die, it's
Michael.
not just them. They still have the other half of the team. Yeah. Well,
Get in front of me, dog.
You guys rock it right now. Yeah, no, like that team is comparable to the Cole EG team, the Optic from AW through IW team.
yeah.
Like they're
And
one of the
There's
biggest.
got to be a bias that goes into it because
Oh yeah.
the Halo team is probably the team that Hex is least close with, and I know that sounds really bad, but
That's true. I feel that.
okay, let's go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Well, that's just
Dude,
like
you said 3
Here,
and
you call
jumped.
it.
Anyway, sorry. I got you. I got you.
um,
Sorry.
I don't see why they would do
Jump.
that. It had to have been like a money thing.
Jump. Oh my god.
Alright, 3,
Jump.
here you call it, you call it.
Go.
Are-
Wait.
Are we
Hold
cutting
on.
this?
Sorry, guys. Jump. Jump.
Are you guys this dumb? fam?
Go. Jump. Okay, jump again.
Okay, we're
Okay,
done. Alright.
you're lagging so bad. Okay, sorry, Grant. We're gonna
Alright,
cut that.
okay,
We're
what were
gonna
we
cut
talking
that
about?
one. We're talking about how they're one of the greatest
Okay,
esports
yeah.
teams ever, and they cut
so
them off.
Okay, so here, I want to talk about this. So obviously, I've already kicked my bone about that. But what I just came up with that we were talking about, which actually could be very true, is how Halo is the team that Hex was least close with. You know, if you think about it, Hex has always gone to a lot of events for all the esports. You know, he's always been at the big CS events, always at every COD event. He's gone to a few Gears. He's gone to what other, like Dota 2 or something like that. I haven't watched anything
Yeah,
like
they
that.
have the Dota team.
But
League
I
of
don't know
Legends.
if he's gone to those, but all I know is he's gone to, I believe, one Halo event, and I think that was the second Worlds.
Yeah,
So
I can see
that could
that.
just be a little conspiracy theory, I guess. But
I can see how
I don't
people would think that, though. Obviously, he had so many teams at the time. He couldn't put all of his time into one team.
Well, and like I have no idea what's going on, pretty much. I'm gonna be honest. Like I know this is a big deal, but I'm not into the Halo scene. But another thing is, honestly, the players could have also seen that like ill-struck connection and been like, we don't really have a good connection with this coach. And the coach asked them like,
yeah, no,
or like
definitely.
Hex asked them. Yeah, Hex definitely asked them. He said, like, if I were to disband this team, would you guys be like that greatly affected? Like, would it affect your game? And I don't think the Halo players really like felt like it would mess them up that bad. If
I mean, they obviously underperformed at Worlds.
Yeah, I mean, underperformed. It's not. They just
As an underperformed,
Splice.
they didn't win.
Yeah, Splice
As
just
an
played out of
underperformed,
their
they
mind.
didn't win.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, them not winning it was a disappointment, but
Yeah.
it's not like they
Yeah, that
shit
would've
the bed or something. They
solidified
still got
themselves
second.
as, like, the best esports team of all time.
Yeah, they'll be
All right,
up there.
what's our next topic? I think we're ready.
We're gonna talk about roster mania. So about how much. So like, obviously, Kai, you haven't watched much World War II, but you know, like, Slasher was like a dominant AR, and
Still
like,
is. I think he's the best AR in the game.
Yeah, no, he's
I
up
know
there.
that's an unpopular thing. I think.
So you remember Temp and Hook from AW? Like, they were like the young
Yes.
guns, like.
Luke was the best player.
No, he's not. Not right now.
He was.
Yeah, he was in AW. You're so dumb.
I just hit marker to snipe from about like 400 meters away.
You're dumb. Okay, so Slasher at the end of this game, obviously last year Slasher and Envy got second at COD Champs to Optic. Yeah, you remember that. And so Slasher decided that this year he wanted to create the team of Classic, Hook, Temp, and himself on Envy.
Which I think is a great team.
I think, yeah, any other game they would have been dominant. But, right, like, they sucked. I mean, like, sucked as in the LG team that was
Sucked as in-
created
Yeah.
off of the Envy team that was dropped is better than them. Like, it's not the team that he
Yeah.
wanted.
I understand.
And so Slasher announced his free agency like literally immediately after they lost I think it was season 1. I think as soon as season 1 they lost, he announced it, like still at the event and everything. He announced his free agency, and Rise ended up dropping Methods, which was their MVP at one of their tournaments. At one of their tournament wins, and picked up Slasher. So then that like threw
Wait, what?
everything. Yeah. So Slasher's on Rise now.
yeah,
So it's Slasher, Looney, Gunless, and TJ.
I think Looney's the most underrated COD player of all time.
Yeah, he's definitely up there.
He is
Um,
good.
I think it's more he's knowledgeable. You know, like he knows how to play every game. There's not a game where like you could just be like, damn, Looney's ass. Like he doesn't have the best gun skill, but
at the
he
same
knows.
time, you can never be like he's great.
Yeah, exactly.
God.
He just knows how to play the game. But yeah, so then
Please
they.
let me
Oh, we're dead. We've been dead. So obviously Rise picked up Slasher, and then Hook formed a team that actually just beat Optic in pools. which is Hoop Classic, Decimate, and Chino. So Chino got dropped from TK.
Okay, yes, I did hear about that.
Yeah. So
Okay, now that I think about it, I did hear about all this because basically Hook is just such a nice kid that he didn't want to play with Donnie because he could like Donnie's
well, no,
friend, by the way.
it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't because he felt that Slasher's vibes like were bringing him down.
Oh,
He
sorry,
was like
Slasher.
this
That's what
happy,
I'm talking about. Yeah,
he was
sorry,
like
I
this
missed
happy go get it kid, and like
Yeah.
he just wants to play with his friends because that's where he'll thrive. That's where he thrived in AW,
Yeah.
and so then
That's why they think he's gonna thrive with this roster.
Yeah,
I can
exactly.
see, because Chino's
And-
one of the nicest guys out
Yeah,
there.
and they're 3-0. They're
I saw
3-0 in pool
the
play today.
podcast as well.
Yeah, they're three. They went 3-0 in pool play today. But they
I think
picked
this is going to be a great team for Chino too, because Chino has never been that guy on a team. He's always kind of been like a secondary guy. But is he the captain? Do we know who the actual captain is?
I mean, he's got to be the in-game leader. Like, who else is going to
Oh
be
no,
that
he's
in-game
definitely
leader?
the in-game leader. But like, who's on paper captain?
I mean, probably Hook. I mean, it's his team.
Okay. Yeah, no.
Either
So
Hook or
that's
Classic.
exactly. I think having this be his team, Classic wouldn't be a captain. He's not the leader type. But yeah, no, I think it's going to be a great opportunity for Chino with him having a team, his own team.
Yeah,
Just
definitely.
to show, yeah, I think it's going to be great for sure.
Okay. So, I mean, those are... I guess those are the big ones. It's basically Envy, Rise, TK got Methods, and... Fuck, who do they get? It's Methods, Kenny, Accuracy... Someone else. Wow. Can't believe I'm blanking on that TK
Kenny's
roster.
overrated, don't at me.
Yeah, Kenny is overrated. I don't like him.
I just don't like his attitude.
I don't like him.
No, I don't like his.
But he's nasty.
I don't like him.
Kid's-
But if I'm being
kid's
honest,
gun skill is
like-
wow.
like he's new to the pro scene this year, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
I mean,
This is
he's
his
he
first year
played.
been
He
since, like,
played.
Ghost and like
Yeah, he played in AW and
AW.
stuff, but he really
But
hasn't
this is his
been
first year
in the
being-
pro scene, being good.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
he's the first year being relevant.
Yeah. So I think it's kind of like, you know how in sports, the older people get, the more irrelevant they get. They kind of get like, they're known for how they were, but not how they currently are. I feel like that's kind of how Optic is getting. Like,
Definitely.
how the younger players are obviously now starting to get a little bit better than the older players.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's what's happening with Optic. So everyone's gonna remember
Yeah,
for
no,
who
I
they were,
completely
not
agree
who
with
they
you.
are.
I was talking about to Grant about this the other day. Kind of just like or no, it was with you. Like I was asking you like if you think Scump would have won that gunfight if he was younger, because like
Oh yeah.
or no, was it Karma or somebody like that? Just because like I don't know, it just they seem different. They don't seem the same
Yeah.
way moving
It's-
around the map as they would in any other game.
You could,
Which could be the clunkiness
definitely-
of this game. But
yeah. Well, you can definitely like say like, so their action times aren't as good as and everything like that, and you could also just say play things for too long. Like, let's use an example. Vince Carter, he's still one of the like most renowned basketball players, like in the league right now. But
Mhm.
the guy averages like 4 points a game. He doesn't do anything
Yeah.
spectacular anymore, and that's just because he's
Yeah.
old. Like I feel like
he's
that's
just
how
one of the most
these-
athletic men of all time.
Yeah, I think that's just how these like Optic guys are getting. They're all on the older end.
Yeah.
So do you think
They're all just like,
do you think they're out? Like you think that they're done?
yeah, I think that they're done.
Honestly,
Do you think
I
it's
really
all
agree
four of
with
them
that.
that are done, or that
No,
they can
I
make a
think-
team change?
I think
no, I
that-
think Karma's done.
Yeah, Karma's done. Karma's done. Formal and Scump are gonna keep going. I think Krim might be done soon, but he's going strong right now because he's
Really?
like
I
Michael said
think-
earlier. He's one of the best players in World War II, and that's. I mean,
I
I
think
quit
that-
watching 2 months ago, and I still thought that back then. So
Mhm.
I think Definitely. Hold on. I think I probably got to get off.
Uh-oh, Gaspedios.
He said, yeah.
Hold on, I think I probably got to get
But,
off.
yeah, no.
Yep, this is real life. Gotta go.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So-
No, but I get where you're coming from. Like, the older you get, obviously, not the worse, but just everybody seems to catch up at a certain point.
Yeah.
So, like, Kenny and TJ and Temp and Hook, they're gonna be the face of COD for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
And Scump and Formal and all them are gonna turn into the Aches and like the
Yep.
J-Caps of teams. And I can see
And they're just
that.
they're gonna get thrown around to different organizations, like, and they're gonna be useful, but they're not gonna be anywhere close to as great as they were, like, say 2 years ago. AW, BO3, IW,
Even
games
last
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think Scump will always be on Optic. I don't see them taking
Yeah.
him off of Optic again. Obviously, he had like his time in VO2 where he tried to jump around different rosters, but I think that Scump is Optic right now. And obviously,
Yeah, definitely.
I saw Nate Shot said on one of his streams, he said that he wants to start a team based around one of the Optic players. Like he didn't care who it was.
Yeah,
he just wanted
yeah.
one of those 4, and he wanted to start a COD team around them. Which I think that'd be crazy.
I mean, that could work. Yeah, because, like, 100 Thieves is struggling.
Well,
100
no, they're
Thieves,
not even. They're not
a
even a
good
COD
East.
team anymore. Their
Yeah, I know,
league
exactly,
team is
exactly.
nasty, aren't they?
Their league team is amazing, but that's because they bought out another team that was
Oh, is that what
disgusting.
happened?
Yeah, but
What other
They-
esports are they in?
if they right
Aren't they
now,
only in LCS right now?
I think so.
Yeah, but obviously, to start an organization, you either gotta buy or build, and Nate Shot's got the money to buy, so I can see him just buying out a couple of teams, just get his org going, and I wouldn't mind it, to be honest. I love Nate. Like, ever since he was the one that got me into esports and stuff, and I think that honestly, if Optic fall off at any point, I think obviously I'd support 100 Thieves next, just because of Nate.
Yeah, and because his goal to get, and I feel like Nate Shot, when he wants it, he'll get it. So, and he's got the Cavs owner backing him up.
Oh yeah, he's got so
has
much
options.
money behind him now.
Yeah.
Like this wasn't
has
like
options
this wasn't
to make things
BO3
happen,
100
so.
Thieves. Yeah, BO3 100 Thieves. That's all Nate Shot's money trying to make teams, and he was trying to build it at that time. Like he was trying his ass off to build teams, not to buy them and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And like obviously people respected him, but they were shit. Like I don't remember 100 Thieves doing anything in BO3.
Exactly. I mean, I remember them losing, obviously.
Yeah, obviously. Obviously, I remember them like literally shitting the bed at 4 events that I think they attended.
Yeah.
But there's not much you can do, especially when all the good players are on solidified orgs and under contract and stuff. Like you gotta kind of be scummy
Yeah.
and you gotta kind of buy stuff out. I hate saying the word
Yeah.
scummy
Well, that's
because
what-
it's not. But
Yeah, honestly, that's what Nate Shot did. Is he used his money wisely and bought a good league team. Like, there's in 2017, there's like a list of what organizations made how much money. The first organization is Team Liquid, and they made $13 million in 2017.
The next top one, number 2, made $4 million.
Uh-huh.
And Nate Shot's team is competing with Team Liquid in League right now. Like,
Oh.
they're like rivals. Which means that Nate Shot pretty much bought out one of the best North American League teams out there. Which is great for him in a business standpoint, because they're winning, he's getting money and notoriety, which will build 100 Thieves so he can make another COD team out of people that aren't like kind of throwaways. I don't want to be into the old 100 Thieves team.
Well,
but,
no, obviously they weren't good at all.
Yeah. But I think what Nate Shaw's is doing right now with 100 Thieves is a great business, like a great like business pusher. He's really he's really putting himself out there with.
I think he had a good mentor in Hex, obviously. Like growing around Optic helped him know what to do. So I can see why.
Like I'm gonna talk more about League because I used to play that game, and you know I know a lot about the competitive scene on that side. League is the biggest esport in the world. And that's
fact.
So
no competition.
Having a good North American League team, is literally gonna give them like the background and the push they need to start up their next organizations. Like they have a CS team, I think actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they have a CS team.
You think 100 Thieves has a? Do they really? I'm actually gonna check that.
Pretty sure, yeah. So does Optic. At least I knew they used to have a CS team. I'm not sure if they still have one.
Yeah, I know. Optic does. Optic has one, but I don't think they're very good, aren't they? Are they an EU team now?
No, I'm not sure. They're not. Yeah, they're not very good. But if 100 Thieves gets a Dota team, that'll be good for them too. Dota has a lot of competitive background.
Oh yeah, they're just 100 Thieves is just honestly, in League of Legends and Clash Royale right now. They have a fucking Clash Royale team.
I mean, honestly, I think 100 Thieves, like, they're least worried about a COD team right now because COD doesn't have the support right now that it needs to even have a bringing up of a new team. So why focus on a game that competitive scene is low-key dying when you can focus on a game like League or Dota?
Yeah, where they're thriving. They've been thriving for years.
Yeah. Or maybe even even I might push to say Fortnite just because of how good it's not from a competitive aspect, but recruit some streamers or something like that. Who will just get your team out there.
Oh yeah, they have Nick in them.
Yeah.
Nick and them are 100 Thieves, so yeah, that's obviously great for them because they're nasty at Fortnite. Yeah, but I think Nade's doing good. Like I think Nade will be a good owner for like time to come, unless something happens with the Cavs stuff and he just loses everything. That would suck.
Yeah, I don't think that will happen though.
I think as long as that league team is like their backbone to their other teams, I think they'll be fine. Like as long as they can keep that team, they'll be good. All right. So now that we got COD and other esports out the way, I want to talk about Fortnite. Obviously, the game that we are currently playing. You had some concerns that you and Michael obviously didn't agree upon about the swapping. So give the people like a little breakdown of what that kind of is.
Okay, so basically in the last patch that Fortnite released, they changed a bunch of the weapon sounds and swap speeds, and pretty much, in my mind, made the game slower because now you can't switch weapons as fast and you can't pull them out as fast to shoot people. And I mean, it may be a minuscule difference, but I do think it did slow down the game because now, say I'm pushing somebody with a double pump or a pump tack or something, I can't switch weapons even close to as fast as I used to, and that will prevent me from getting 2 kills. Instead, I might get 1. Or, like, back then, I could have gotten 3, now I'm getting 2, because I can't switch my weapons fast enough, and it's just slowing down the game. So, that's my opinion. But, I mean, from Michael's aspect, he thinks that it's not slowing down the game just because it's weapon swap speed, and I mean, he could be right on that, but at the same time, you know, in Fortnite, building and switching and pulling out your weapons is one of the biggest things you can do. So, not being able to properly do that can really, like, mess you up, I think.
Yeah, I think
So.
I obviously see both sides. I play on a different control setting, so I don't use double pumps and double tags and stuff like that. So I obviously don't know the gist of that one. But, like, I can tell, like, whenever I'm pushing somebody and I'm going from building and I, like, pop into my inventory and I have to swap, you're almost screwed every time if you're not, like, prepared for that gunfight. Like, and it's actually insane how bad it gets sometimes. And so then you have to either back up and build or literally just hope for the best and not get pumped for 190 to the head.
So, and what I do think, I mean, I don't know if Fortnite's doing this themselves, but I think that Fortnite is making, honestly, like, from a competitive aspect, they're making a good move with this slow weapon swap speed, because if you watch competitive pro fights and they scrim, it's literally they all loot up, they get into one huge build fight, and everybody except like 2 people die. And I don't think that's how Fortnite wants to have their, like, competitive scene. I don't think that's what they want for a competitive scene. I think they want more of, like, a real game. So I think that this slow weapon swap speed and everything, and just slowing the game down in general, will kind of give more of a shooter kind of competitive aspect instead of just get high ground and one-shot your opponent with a shotgun. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I see that. I don't know if they're doing that for the competitive scene, but even just, like, for normal players that don't understand or can't build as well as other ones. So they're just gonna like use their actual gun. Like, they're gonna sit there and wait for you to build all this stuff, and then just be like, oh, hey, now I'll shoot at you because you're not, you can't swap as fast or whatever, you know?
Yeah. So, I mean, there are ups and downs to what Fortnite's doing, but I think they're doing a good job. They just, another thing, I'm gonna branch off just a slight bit from this weapon swap speed, is I think they're adding things like guns and equipment and everything way too fast. I think they're juicing themselves out of all their ideas, and soon it's just gonna turn into a game that's not like what it is now, and it's gonna suck. So, I mean, I think they need to slow down on that, but I mean, right now, I think they're doing great.
You think that it's gonna, like, kill the game? Like, I think that
Honestly,
obviously adding a shit ton of stuff right now, like they did, like, the guided missile launcher, and then they did the LMG, and then they talked about adding jetpacks or whatever. That was another one, right?
That was talk, but they suspended that. I don't know.
Yeah, so, like, they're just
doing it anymore.
I think that obviously they're still in beta. I'm pretty sure it still says closed beta, even though it's, like, been six fucking months. I think that they're just trying. Yeah, I think they're just trying to find the perfect balance, and then they're just gonna be like, "Here's our game. Like, we're not gonna touch it unless there's a problem." I think that's what they want out of the game, which I don't mind. I think that, I think going through all of this, like, testing and stuff will be good for the later portion, but for now it's kind of like you're playing a different game every other day.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, it's kind of like how, and obviously, like you said, this is a beta test, so it's not gonna be like concrete set in stone or whatever. But I think that they're kind of doing what BO3 did, where once they found out that everybody likes new content, they cram you with it, and then it just gets kind of old, and then they're just adding things that you're just like, the game's at a state where I like it now. You don't need to add anything else, kind of thing.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. I think
I just don't want I just don't
you
want
know,
Fortnite to get to that point.
get to it where it's like, oh, this is fucking annoying.
Yeah.
I get that. I just I think that they're literally just like gonna keep testing until they find the perfect formula. Obviously, adding skins and stuff, like, I'm cool with y'all adding as many skins as possible. Just please add a Power Ranger skin. Like, please just give me that. That's all I want out of this game.
If Grant wants a Power Ranger skin, I want a a Goku Black Super Saiyan Rose.
Dude, oh my god, I hate you.
Okay. There's my input.
Dude, but that's what I'm saying, like, you can add skin after skin after skin, and you'll still get people to buy it. But, like, at some point, you're gonna add too much to this game to a point where people are like, I don't even want to play it. Like, they're just gonna add something new and ruin it.
Exactly. Yeah. So,
that's.
I mean, I just don't want this game to turn out exactly like its predecessors. Like H1Z1, that game was great. Then they started adjusting things. They decided to start changing things because they thought people would like it. Game kind of fell off.
Yeah, game fell off. PUBG came.
So.
And then PUBG comes and Fortnite's like, all right, we have this crazy idea to put Minecraft and a VR together. And so they come out with it, and then it just takes off. And what does PUBG do? PUBG's like, I don't know what the fuck to do. So then they just start throwing stuff at people and just hoping for the best. And then this free-to-play game is just like, alright, we're gonna make some skins and earn some money off of that and make a battle pass. So it's like challenges for those players. Which is like, even, I think that idea, the battle pass alone has to make them so much money. Like, it's insane.
No, the battle pass is a great idea.
Yeah,
the thing is, too, it's like H1Z1, they added too much at once and it kind of ruined the game. With PUBG, they didn't add anything. They didn't add shit. That game stayed in the same state for a while.
And now Fortnite is like, hey, we're gonna release something every week, and at some point, that shit's gonna start to suck. Like, sometimes, like, you'll go from week to week with the same bug that gets you killed in repeated situations, but then they're like, hey, let's release a new gun and not fix that bug.
Exactly. So, I think what Fortnite's doing, most of it's right, but some of it they need to fix, or else, like, they're gonna start dropping off. But, I mean, at this point, you know, we got streamers breaking records. We have, it's the #1, like, game on Twitch, like, constantly, like... It's
it's not going anywhere for a little bit. But, like...
Yeah.
There comes a point where you just gotta perfect the game instead of just adding stuff. Like, it's fun, like, make limited time modes all you want. Like, do stuff like that, but don't make them permanent in the game. Like, the guided missile, for about 2 weeks, that was all endgame was. Like, you running, building a box, dodging those rockets. And that shit sucked. Like, it made for some crazy clips for the community, but, like, just imagine if that was, like, a limited time mode. Like, 50 versus 50. Like, people wait for that. Like, people are like, oh, I'll bring 50 versus 50 back. Like, this is the second, like, this is already V2, and people love it. And they just get their clips, and then they go back to the game for another month or two. And then they get a new limited time one. And I think that's a great thing, and I think they should do that for different types of guns.
Exactly.
You know.
You may be on.
Yeah, I feel it. And
So-
like Tilted Towers, that was a great idea, but like this meteor either needs to hit now or just like fuck off. Like I'm not
Yeah.
gonna sit here
I mean,
waiting for them to destroy Tilted and then them never destroy Tilted. Like I
And if
think
I'm being
the
honest, like-
game was so fun without Tilted. Because like you would drop anywhere and you would get competition. But now if the bus is going over Tilted, you could just be like, okay, I'm gonna go retail, and you'll find 2 other teams there max.
yeah. So, I mean, I agree with you, but in other aspects, like I love Tilted.
Yeah, no, I think
don't
it's
want it
great.
to go, but I don't want it to go, but I think it has to go because it. Well, game producers, I mean, not game producers, but like critics say how, and honestly, it does. It ruins the flow of the game because you're constantly like you go to Tilted, half the lobby dies, and then the rest of the game you're waiting around like trying to find people to fight rather than encountering people. So I feel like that's just the shit that's going on right now. I mean, Fortnite can fix that, or they can not. That's all them.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like they don't have to do anything, but obviously releasing this meteor with fucking Morse code saying SOS,
Yeah.
whatever the zone that Tilted's in. Like, you gotta do something after you do that. You can't just let this meteor sit here. That's like another thing. Like, they spent the time to put this meteor in the game. Like, spend the time to make Morse code for it and give it a date. I'm pretty sure, didn't they put a date on like one of the Morse codes or something?
I
It was
think
it was
so.
something like that. I'm pretty sure it was supposed to happen like the 18th or the 19th of this month, but it didn't happen. And what did they add this week? They added the LMG.
LMG.
Yeah, like you're adding the LMG, but you're not even finishing your original idea, which was to use the meteor to its potential.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Honestly, what I'm ready for is, I mean, might be too early to say this, but I'm ready for a new map. If they came out with a
Oh, yo, did you see what
Like
they
say-
tweeted?
no,
They were talking about like next destination China.
ooh,
Like it
I'm
was
saying-
like people getting their passports out or whatever.
oh,
Yeah, I saw that on their Twitter and I was like, wow, that's wild.
yeah.
But I think that it could be fun, but I don't know, like if you get a entirely new map, like you saw what that did to H1. Like they got a new map and then their
Yeah.
player dropped. Like their player rate dropped drastically. Like you can't do anything about that. And so I think that having a set map is great, but I think that you can't just have one map in a game. Like there's gonna have to
Yeah.
be multiple Fortnite maps.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Let's go to some dance floors real quick.
I think we've been
And
going
then
for
I'm
55 minutes. So, I mean, if you want to hit this last topic, I think after that we'll be good. Whatever you're
Alright,
about
what's
to
the
say.
last topic?
Whatever you were about to say. You were about to
Oh.
say something.
I was gonna say, I mean, this is far fetched as fuck, like deep. But my conspiracy theory is, and I don't know if anybody else has this theory, but that meteor, I don't think it's gonna hit Tilted or anywhere on this map. Actually, I think it might go yonder and hit one of the islands that you can see in the background, and that will like create the new map.
Oh.
the whole base of season 3 was astronauts, right?
Uh-huh.
So I think say a meteor hits that island, breaks off a chunk, and makes like a radiation like map that's like kind of also based around like space, and it looks like the moon or something, that would be kind of cool. Just because like that was the whole theme of this this battle pass was like astronauts and stuff. So that I think that would be a little cool. Like maybe as an LTM, add like add like apocalypse mode, and everything looks like the space, and they're like, I don't know. I'm getting a little off topic here, but
no, you're good. You go. I think that'd be crazy dope.
That'd be
if
dope.
they like, even if it was just a limited time mode, that'd be insane. Like, or like a zero gravity mode, so like you're jumping and like floating and shit. Oh, that'd be crazy.
That's what I was gonna say. Imagine like they add a new map. The new map has has like less gravity, not zero, so you can't like fly, but less gravity. So it takes away the the availability of having to build to get high ground type thing. So like that also kind of creates a new meta. I think that Fortnite could just do so many things with this whole like meteor space like theme that they're going with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think
they're just.
I think that they have a lot of
They have a
potential
lot of
for this
options to
thing.
do great things.
Yeah, but I don't know if they're gonna do anything with it. Like, I think they have to destroy Tilted. Like,
Or
like what everybody's saying.
LTM of the retro map.
Yeah, see, that'd be cool. Like, start adding stuff, but then come back to the retro map for LTMs. That would be dope.
Because, like, I remember when I used to be bad at this game. I was still having fun. The map was great. You know, I'd land a retail, there'd be a tilted amount of people here.
Yeah.
But, you know, I was still having fun.
Exactly.
Like, and now with Tilted, I feel like the map is, like, thrown off.
It's, like, not balanced. Like, you could go and you could drop high kill games without even trying. Because there were so many more people in a general area. But now, like, if you want a high kill game, you basically have to go Tilted or you're not getting it.
Exactly. So, another example of why Tilted is broken in the sense of, like, high kill games is, like, TSM Daquan. 40 kills in a 20v20v20v20v20 mode. That means that that man landed Tilted and got at least 20 kills before he left. And then after he left, got another 20, which is insane. Because this game only has 100 players. It only has 100 players at once. So, I mean, killing 40% of the whole map is just insane. Especially when there's something broken in the game like Tilted that just prevents any other place on the map from being a hotspot.
Like, there's some games, like 20% of games where you can get a good amount of kills somewhere else, but that other 80%, if you want to drop even like double digits, is hard without going to Tilted or like rotating toward Tilted. Like, you have to at one point go toward Tilted to get a high kill game.
So, another thing I wanted to address, if you don't mind, is the I don't know if this is what other people call it, but this is what I call it, and it's called like the W key method, like meta, and I'll go just could be like left stick, but the whole like Fortnite is a game where 100% of the time you want to win to push. You can't just sit in a base because the store rocketed, grenaded, you know, you always have to be pushing. I think that, I mean, that's a good meta. It changes it up from the other games like PUBG where you just sit behind a tree the whole game.
Or like laying some grass.
Yeah, but I also think that it definitely like widens the skill gap between players based on how good their movement and how good their ability to like gap close and everything is. So.
Yeah, but I think that's every game. Like,
yeah.
like BO3, obviously, like people who can move better on the map, you're gonna be in better positions to get kills and stuff. And obviously, like the more knowledge you have in something, you're gonna be better at it. So I mean, they really can't do much about the skill gap. What are you gonna do? Like take explosives out or something? Like,
No, of course.
I don't think there's really anything they can do about that other than literally take out explosives or make a player move slower.
Yeah. Well, which is, I mean, now with this, like going back to the whole weapon swap speed, I think Fortnite is trying. I think they realize that their game is way too fast paced and they need to slow it down just a little bit. Because, like, I mean,
you think they understand that?
Playing this game, yeah, I think they understand that. Because, yeah, don't get me wrong, playing this game at 100% push rate, pushing everything you see, killing everything you see, so much fun. I love doing it. But at the same time, when I was bad at the game, I used to sit in a like, what's it called, a base or whatever, and I think I was doing really good. But then I just have these players who would build 2 stairs and 2 like wall panels, and I couldn't do anything about it. And I think that's kind of like something that's a little messed up about this game, is that when someone does push you, they have so many options to protect themselves that it's hard for someone getting pushed to protect themselves, to also protect themselves. So
yeah, I think
it just needs to be more.
They changed that peeking thing back to where like you don't have as much trouble looking down. You remember that? Like I would literally peek people, look straight down, and shoot my stuff, and it wouldn't like that's not cool. Like I ain't trying to shoot my own stuff.
Exactly.
I don't know. I think the game is doing good. I think
the game is definitely doing good.
They could change a little bit of stuff, and it would be better. But I think that it's all trial and error because everybody sees it different. Like people could literally be watching this and be like, "This is the dumbest idea I've ever heard."
I mean, oh well.
Yeah.
They can think that.
Yeah, no, but I'm saying, like, it just depends on the kind of player. Some players like it fast, some players like it slow. Some players literally just want to drop in a certain area and pick up 12 kills and then go win a game. Like, it's just whatever you prefer.
Yeah. Yeah, I got you. So, well, this was fun. I had a lot of fun.
I think this has potential as long as we can, like, almost pay attention to drama. I think, like, a Twitter section would be cool. But these are obviously stuff that we'd have to get into on other podcasts. But yeah, I think that's it for the first episode. This has been Grant and Malakai. We had a cameo from Michael, but he's not here anymore. But this has been the Unnamed podcast, and we will see you next time. Peace.
See ya.